Hi, thanks for tuning in. It's Becky. It's a little after 11. Sorry for the late start on Sunday. And here to practice some yoga. So you have your mat and maybe a couple blocks. It's the first Sunday in August, and I think there's 5 Sundays this month. So I thought we kind of switch things up a little bit, and we would workshop a pose. So I brought a visual. I was inspired. I have here, it's a bird of paradise. So I thought it's a flower that is also the name of a yoga pose. And it's an advanced pose. I have total faith that we can all do it though. We'll work together, take our time, and move through the postures. And hopefully then by September, well, you'll be your own bird paradise. So, but as you can see, it's like a beautifully opened flower. And that's kind of the idea with this pose is you feel really rooted and grounded in your practice. And then you can open up through the chest, the heart, and kind of share your energy like this flower here. So that's kind of how the bird of paradise got its name. You look a lot like this in a way, your body does. So kind of fun. And don't take it too seriously. It is a challenging pose. We'll just do what we can. But let's start. Let's see. So start maybe just seated and arrive in your space here. So let the morning go, let the previous week go. Brand new week, it's brand new month. Beautiful day out, beautiful day. Earlier, there's all kinds of birds out in my backyard here. I thought you might be visited by a bird of paradise. It's also a bird in Africa. It's cool. There's some cool videos on it if you look it up. Maybe I can post one about like the whole dance that this bird does too. So the flower actually kind of came from the name of the bird. I think the bird came first, bird of paradise, and then they named the flower after the bird because it has a lot of the same colors as the bird. And then we mimic the flower, so it all one big circle. Okay, I digress. Let's breathe together. Place your hands on your low belly. Relax the belly, let it rest. Enjoy the soft inhales and exhales. Feel rooted, grounded in your body, on your mat, nice and tall through the spine. Crown of the head lifts, shoulders down the back, spread through the collarbones. And you place your palms up to receive energy, receive good vibes, positivity. As you settle into your breath. Soften your jaw. Where can you find ease in your body? Bird of paradise is a wonderful example of balancing effort and ease in yoga. So like I said, it's an advanced pose, and you're definitely having to work your quads, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, your arms, but then you have to find ease to open up into it as well. So it's a good kind of test to see how we're carrying ourselves throughout our day. If we are open, if we are open, receptive, or if we're kind of more guarded and enclosed. Feel attachment. You gotta let the attachment go. Just try to open up. We'll start by opening up through the breath. Just a couple of more rounds of breath here. And then find your way to a child's pose. So I wish I could see
Uh, I don't know. I'm going to kind of practice along with you, and hopefully you'll be able to see me okay. Let me just move this so you can kind of hear the birds now. Let's see. Can you see? I think so. So you're in child's pose. Try with your knees together. Usually I say knees out wide, but knees together at child's pose. If you have the flexibility, stretch your fingertips long, the front of the mat. Breathe here. Reaching through the fingertips. Allow the hips to drop back towards the heels. Getting a nice stretch to the low back here. And then start to walk your hands over to the right. Maybe even your left hand comes on top of the right. And you pull back with your left hip. Now in here. Feel the rise and fall of your belly on your thighs. Feel the spread of the rib cage too in this shape. The whole body breathe. And you're going to take the stretch over to the left. So walk your hands to the left, maybe the right hand goes on top of the left. And you pull back with your right hip, getting a nice stretch to the right side body. And then inhale back through center. Gaze forward and just bring yourself up into a tabletop position. So your shoulders are stacked over your wrist and your hips are over your knees. Lengthen through the crown of the head, press back. Through the energy through the tailbone. Creating a nice long line of energy all the way through your spine. Again, allowing the belly to just rest on the inhale. Get nice and big. On your next inhale, allow the belly to soften towards the earth. Lift the chin, lift the tail. Pow. And curl back into your cat. Feel these. Just to warm up the spine. And then pause in your tabletop. Maybe walk your feet out a little bit behind you. And then you're going to come all the way down to your belly. So you can knees down, find your way to your mat. Then interlace the fingers behind you. Forehead rest on the earth. Lengthen through the toes. And on an inhale, lift your heart. Broaden through the collarbones. Spread through the shoulders. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Try to get the low ribs off the ground. Smile. Wherever you are, smile. And then release. You can let go of the arms, maybe even stack the forearms, make a little pillow, and windshield wiper the legs. We'll do that again. This time take the non-dominant interlace the fingers, so that awkward kind of interlace. Again, kiss the shoulder blades together, lift up through the heart, and then maybe lift the feet as well. Trying to keep the big toes magnetized towards one another. Keep spinning the inner thighs towards one another as you lift. Warming up the spine for up dog. Just a little mini warm up before we go into our first up dog. And release. Again, you can stack your arms, create a pillow, release the low back. And then bring your wrist just along the lower ribs. Your wrist line is in line with the lower ribs, and then start to lift into a high cobra. Pause here. So your thighs are still on the earth. And then start to bring weight into the front of the feet, the tops of the feet, and lift maybe the thighs off the earth for up dog. And shine your heart here. Touch the shoulder blades back towards one another. Roll over the toes. Belly button drags you all the way back to your first down dog of the day. Perhaps, perhaps not. Maybe you've already had a practice this morning. Breathe here. Good. And then shift forward again. Enjoy a nice breath here in this high plank. And again, as slowly as you can on an exhale, take a full exhale cycle to find your way down to the mat. Bend the elbows straight back along the ribs. We're gonna, for birds of paradise, you gotta really open up through the pecs as well. So this is a good pec stretch. Take your right arm to a gold post or out to a T. If you tend to have tight muscles, then you're gonna wanna take your arm out to a T. Tense the fingers on the left hand underneath the left shoulder, bend the left knee, and then roll onto the right hip, trying to get your left foot on the ground. You could even maybe interlace the fingers here and just allow the heart to lift up towards the sky. It's a beautiful day. This is my perfect idea, but it's the perfect weather, like 80 degrees, a little overcast. If you're not feeling the stretch in the pecs here, you can come back out of it and then gold post the arms. Then, yeah, it definitely intensifies the sensation. Few breaths, whichever pose you choose. Breathing into the pecs, opening up, drinking in all the beautiful sunshine if you're outside. And then roll back onto the belly. Maybe take a little space just to stretch out the back here. Reset. And then other side. So you're going to draw your left arm out long. Or if you know you have a lot of mobility and you'd like to gold post the arm, go for it. Tense the fingers on the right hand. Bend the right knee. And then take the stretch. So again, the sole of the right foot is trying to find the earth. Sometimes it doesn't happen. If you have a block and you want to put it on a block, that will help you feel grounded maybe. Again, bringing attention to the belly. Allow it to fill with breath. Enjoy it. All right, just a couple more rounds right here. And then on an inhale, roll back onto the belly. And reset through a sphinx. So press into the forearms, stretch, crown the head, lift. Inhale, back to your table. And from here, let's just walk our hands back to our knees. Bring your fingers to face your knees. And then just kind of pull back a little bit. We'll give our wrists a little love. Here too. And if you're not feeling sensation, start to walk the palms out. And pull back, hips to heels. And keep kind of tiptoeing your hands forward until you feel a stretch, and then stay there. All right, and then you can just come to rest in hero's pose if that's comfortable for you. Again, getting into the shoulders. So take the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, shoulder hands here, and then make big circles with your inhale and your exhale. So do one whole circle, one whole cycle of breath. And again, try to kiss the shoulder blades together as you go back, as you send your elbows back. going to take the motion the opposite direction. And release the left arm down, reach through the right. Good, and other side. And we're ready to warm up. Good. Just gonna do one serial Namaskar A, sun salutation A. Starting, let's see, we'll start at the top of the mat. It's a good place to start, and mountain pose. All right. So big toes kind of touching, or maybe a little space between the toes. Lift through the crown of the head, hands, shoulder blades, hips back in their sockets. Palms facing forward. Breathe here. Inhale, the arms swim up, the gaze lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to a plank. You can do knees down, chaturanga, or inhale, shift you forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes down, dog. Gaze forward. Walk or jump your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms swim up. Exhale, right back into it. Just warming up. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back. High plank. Go through your flow. So it might be a cat-cow. You notice in the chaturanga, you want to try to stay in this like kind of mid push-up level. So just go like halfway down. Elbows are squeezing alongside the ribs. Flip onto the toes. Shine your heart. Roll over the toes. Down, up. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Hang here. Again, for birds of paradise, you're going to need really loosened up hamstrings. So we're going to give our hamstrings lots of love here. Take a nice wide-legged pose. Just plant, you can plant one hand and just twist. Do a little simple twist here. Warming up the hamstrings. Good. Bow in. Lift the sit bones high. Walk the hands over to your left foot. Bow in. Breathe. Maybe you can even take your hands on the outside of your left foot. And walk your hands over to the right. Back to your center. Inhale here, exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale brings you all the way up. Good. And turn your toes to set up for a warrior two. And opening up through the hips. So in warrior two, the front knee is in line with about like the second toe. The knee is stacked over the ankle. You're reaching through all 10 fingertips. Like you're being pulled by two friends. You're in tug of war. The weight is in the back foot, really, the pinky side, the back foot. Make sure you're aware of that area of the body. It's body awareness. So really stand into that back foot, pinky side. You're trying to pull the mat apart with your feet. Feel the stretch. Flip the front palm, raise your arm, reverse the warrior. Good. And then take your front arm to a side angle. So forearm on thigh. Again, the thigh is bent right
to where the knee is right over the ankle. Breathe here. Both hands down. Spin on the back foot. Step back to plank. You can go through a vinyasa. And we'll set up for warrior two on the other side. So opposite foot this time. Raises in three-legged dog. You step it through. Plant it. So very firm. Spin the back foot down. So take a moment again, kind of crawl up here and check. Make sure the knee is over the ankle. Thigh is parallel. The heel of the front foot is kind of dissecting the instep of the back foot. The knee is over the second toe on the front foot, or not over, but pointing in the direction of the second toe. Okay. And again, you're going to bring the weight into the pinky side of the back foot. Really bring awareness there, like you're trying to stretch the mat apart. Lift the front palm, reverse the warrior. And then forearm to thigh for side angle. Then onto the toes of the back foot, hands come down, step back to a plank, go through your flow. Knee to down dog. Take the feet out wide to the sides of the mat. You're in a wide-legged down dog. You can bend the knees and then lift the sit bones up even higher. Allow the heels to drop towards the earth. Gaze between the thighs. Start to walk your hands back. Bend your knees. And you might angle your feet out, coming into a malasana squat. So again, bird of paradise. This bird, it has very wide, very flexible hips. There's no tightness in the hips. So we're going to try to aspire to that. Try to release any tension in our hips here in a malasana squat. So if this is not accessible to you, if the malasana does not feel good in your body, you can try curling up your mat, putting your feet on the mat, and that sometimes gives you a little extra support where you need it. And when you're in the squat, really press the upper arms, resist the upper arms against the knees, and resist back, the knees against the upper arms. Get that engagement, and feel that in your brain, because that is another key component of bird of paradise, is that kind of resistance of upper arm and knee. It'll all make sense. Option to plant your one hand down and then just twist open. Your malasana. Gaze up at the sky. Breathe here. Back through center. Other side twist. Really opening up through the shoulders. Back through center. Hands come to the earth. Lift your hips. Forward fold. Okay. Let your neck just be heavy. Head be heavy. Your sit bones raise up to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Stand in the feet. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. All right. So coming back to the front of your mat, we'll find our way to down dog. You can vinyasa there or just meet us in down dog. Exhale, forward fold. So one option, if you don't like the chaturangas, you can inhale for cow, exhale cat to down dog. That can be your vinyasa. If your shoulders are kind of sticking to you.
if they don't like the chaturangas. All right, inhale. Left leg nice and high. Square the hips, toes are pointed down. Then draw knee to nose. Back to three-legged dog. Knee to right tricep or left tricep. Three-legged dog. Cross it to left tricep. Three-legged dog. And then step your foot outside. Keep the back knee raised for just a moment. And again, think of that engagement of knee and upper arm. You go into lizard. So take a few breaths and really, turn on all the muscles. Your back foot is engaged. Your knee is pressing your arm. Feel that connection. And then if you want to relax the back knee, go for it. And breathe into the hip. You can even roll onto the pinky side. Now that you've got that sensation down, it's imprinted in your brain of the engagement of arm to knee. That's very key. Okay, so a few deep, delicious breaths here in lizard. And then why not? Let's take a little hamstring stretch. We need loose hamstrings. So I'm going to grab my blocks. You have them. Cool. And we'll do like a little half split here. So I'm lengthening over my extended leg. And you can look at the forks. Option to come up and flail the toes towards the face. And it increases the sensation for sure. A little deeper. Keep that both hips square. Don't let the left hip right up on you. Keep them both square. Again, opening up through the hip flexor. Good, we'll try the side angle again. This time, so you're already kind of warmed up and loosened up through the hips. Place your left hand inside the left foot, and you can place it on a block. Then come onto the spin the blade side, or the big toe side of the back foot. Press again the upper arm into this side, or to the knee. Good. Both hands down. Go through your flow. This time your right leg nice and high. Square the hips. Toes are pointing down towards the ground. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Three-legged dog. Cross to left tricep. Three-legged dog. Then step your foot outside, coming into this lizard shape. There's Rosie, my cat. Okay, so this is lizard on the right side. Keep that engagement of upper arm and knee. Feel that press. Resist. Once you get that sensation, you got it down, you can relax into your lizard. Open up to the hips, make it all nice and relaxing. Enjoy. Again, effort and ease. A few more breaths here. And start to walk your foot back in line, and we'll come into that hamstring stretch. So again, dig your heel into the earth and bring the toes up towards your face. Hold over your extended leg. Few breaths here. Option for blocks to bring the ground closer to you. And then bend the front knee. Maybe even take a little heart opener here. little back in. Go through these shapes as you are feeling called. If you are enjoying the hamstring stretch, maybe stay here for a few breaths. Okay, then to take side angle on this side, you're gonna, again, lift the back knee, dial that foot down, bring the right hand either on block or not on block, inside, resist the knee and the upper arm. Feel that connection, open up for side angle here. And both hands down, step back to a plank. Inhale, shift forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Roll the toes for down dog. All right, so we did a lot of hip openers, and now we want to kind of counter that to get effort and ease, balance, aversion, and attachment. It's all about finding that balance. So we want to do some counter poses for the hips. So cross the legs. You're in a down dog. Cross the leg and kind of bring the inner thighs towards one another. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards one another. And your legs are crossed at the knees. And start to walk your hands back. And hang here. You can have a nice bend in the knee. You can walk your hands over to the, well, to both sides. Walk over to the right and then walk over to the left. Lean the hamstring. I think especially over to the right. Walking over to the right. And then walking back in front of you. Come up onto the toes. Maybe separate the feet a little bit. And then you're just going to nestle your hips back between your heels. So again, you're squeezing the inner thighs towards one another. The outer thighs are spinning, externally rotating. Yeah, and kind of a counter pose, like I said, to all those hip openers. Breathe here. You can start to walk your hands forward, bow in. Walk your hands back. And this. Just set your right foot outside. We're going to come into a twist. So if you can see, sorry, set your foot just outside the thigh and start to twist over to the right. You can extend the left arm nice and long and hook it outside the knee if that's available to you. So twist. Back to your center. Typical kind of twist, and this is kind of fun. Hands come to the earth. Come back onto your toes. All right, so now we're going to the other side. You can't go this way. I'm not going to go anywhere. So walk your hands. Walk, walk, walk. Spin your toes. And we're going to come into the same shape for the other side. Settle. Nestle your hips between the heels. If this isn't available, you can always sit on a block or a blanket, bolster. But try to have the knees stacked. Nice and tall. It's fine. It's getting windy. We're almost done here. Just a few breaths here in our final poses. Like I said, this is a whole month workshop. So you might be like, we did not get very far. All I wanted us to get to was that side angle, and you did it. We did it. So that is for week 1. We have 4 more weeks to build. All right, so a few more breaths here. Option to walk your hands forward. Press your sit bones back. And walk your hands back again, so nice and tall. Take the twist. So foot comes to the earth, outside the bent knee, then thigh. Take your left hand behind you, kickstand, rise up through the right arm, and twist. And release the twist, maybe a little counter twist. You can take your legs out long, bow forward. All right. So good practice. We checked that box. We did our side angle. So I hope you join me next Sunday at 11. And we'll want to be near a wall. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to be outside. I won't out there unless I use the fence. But you want a wall space, and then a couple of blocks are always nice if you have them, and maybe a strap or a towel. But thank you again for joining me. Take a few moments. Maybe it's really, I just got a little notification it's raining, I guess, in Westerville. I don't know if anyone's on. But if you can be outside, it's so beautiful. Maybe take your Shavasana shape outside and just open up onto the mat. Get picky, get comfortable. And just, again, effort and ease. This is where you just let it all go. And after you've had some time in your Shavasana, take as long as you need, obviously. But again, I want to thank you for joining me. Hope to see you next week. And yeah, keep working on the hip openers. So we'll just build on it from there. And like I said, I have total faith that we're going to do this. We're going to get in our bird of paradise. All right. Have a great week, everyone.